All right, welcome back to part 2 of the Knife Center exclusive Spyderco Shaman in burlap micarta and S90V. So part 1, we took it apart, cleaned it, oiled it, put it back together, dialed in the action. So now we've got her all ready to put in the vise on the old wicked edge here. I did want to point out that this grind, the bevel here, is actually pretty consistent in contrast to my Spyderco Shaman, which looked like it was done on like a Friday afternoon where the dudes were on the grinding wheel and just put a big old jag in it. It really, mine opened up quite a bit up here in the tip, but this one looks pretty good. So this must have been like a Wednesday morning or something. So anyways, I'm loosely basing this off of the settings that I used on my Spyderco Shaman, which is tape right here, because underneath here there actually is a flat right here, so it's not a full flat ground, almost, but right underneath here is a nice piece of flat stock that I can clamp to, so I don't need to use the chamois, but I did put it in the top holes with tape out to the B mark here on my depth gauge. However, there we go, put the hurt on her. However, I did not write down what angle I sharpened my knife to, my Shaman. So we're gonna have to just kind of figure it out here. Not that you know, one Shaman is the same front to back, or, you know, next knife, one knife to the other, whatever. All right, 0. But typically I try to follow the factory grind, but usually you can get a pretty good indication of what you got going on. So this, just winging it based off of the last knife that I sharpened, which was my Sabenza. That angle cube said that I was at 17 degrees, and I'm a little bit not too much. Got a burr there already. But out at the tip, kind of on the shoulder of the bevel, it's not quite hitting. That's not too bad. Pretty close. I think maybe with just a little bit of work we can get that. My stone's hitting the complete bevel here, so maybe 17 degrees is where it wants to be. I think so. At least on this side. Yeah, we've got, actually that was at like 17.1, so I'm gonna go ahead and dial that into exactly 17. Make it just a touch skinnier than what it is. There we go, just like that. Perfect. Well, that was a lucky strike there, wasn't it? Just to have the knife I sharpened before be damn near exactly where I needed this one to be. This one was a degree off. It was right at 18 over there. That's at 17.05. So we'll see how that one does over here. So from here back, the stone is hitting right where it needs to be. It's actually doing a really good job covering the entire factory bevel. But from about here out, it's touching the very tip, the cutting edge, but not quite on the shoulder. So the grind's a little bit wonky. So maybe these are my 800 and 1000 grit. That's where I was going to start, but maybe we'll drop it down to the 400 and just make sure we're setting our own edge from front to back here. So, and while I'm thinking of it, I'm going to write down in my notes that I'm doing this at 17 degrees. So I don't have to mess around with this again. Okay, I'm gonna take a drink here. All right, so everything's all set up. Actually, I'm gonna peel this tape off because it was kind of snagging a little bit there. It's still underneath the vise there, but sometimes it gets flappy and in the way of the stones, so. So from my experience with sharpening Spydercos made in the S90V steel, which is a wonderful steel, by the way. Big fan myself. I would caution you in using excessive force, like how hard you're pushing onto the blade. On my Spyderco Drunken, I was kind of in a hurry. I had, hello cuckoo clock. I didn't have a ton of time and I was trying to get out the door, and this was the first time I sharpened it. I think I have a video of me polishing the edge somewhat on there, but anyways, the very first time I sharpened it, I was in a little bit of a hurry, and sometimes when I get in a hurry, I push too hard on the stones, you know, just trying to make them work a little bit harder, and finished it up, went out and did whatever I had to do, came back and was checking my edge out a little bit later, and I saw some very small micro chips, tiny little chips in the edge. And from what I can tell, I attribute that solely to how aggressive I was with the stones. So S90 has a reputation of being a little bit on the chippy side, and that even takes effect when you are sharpening. Okay, we got a nice even bevel over here. Got a burr from front to back. Very sharp tip. But yeah, so when you're doing these super hard or kind of high-end steels, you know, I approach my Maximate the same way. I approach my S110V the same way. Just proceed with caution. Use light pressure. Take a little bit more time. Take a few more strokes at lighter pressure to get where you want to be, and you'll be just fine. So I did have to go back. Oh yeah, we're sitting pretty now. I did have to go back on my Drunken and resharpen and repolish it because I was a jackass. So yeah, if you don't want to ruin the edge on your nice expensive knife. Just take some time, man. Take your time. I almost just cut myself right here. Maybe I need to heed my own advice, huh? Take my time. Okay, moving on to the 600. From this point on, since we have a bevel, or excuse me, a burr, we know we can make a burr on both sides. We're just going to use alternating strokes and try to get a nice uniform scratch pattern from heel to tip. So my Cairo, this is his knife. I don't know if you didn't watch the first half part of this video, but or whatever, part one, I guess. This is my chiropractor's knife. This is a guest knife. This is not mine. He just got this thing. This is the Knife Center exclusive. And anyways, I went in and had an adjustment this evening, and he had it on him and hadn't even opened it. Hadn't even taken it out of the package that came in the mail. And he actually had me open it there while he was adjusting my wife. But, excuse me. Needless to say, I was pretty impressed. This is a sweet, sweet knife. Just want to make sure that I'm getting everything I want to get here. Looks like it. But anyways, I asked him what he wanted me to do with it. And he wanted me to take it apart, clean it up, oil it. Done, done, and done. And he also wanted me to sharpen it. I've sharpened a handful of knives for him before. Yo Jumbo, a Domino, an older sweet Benchmade Auto, I believe. I can't remember what it was called. It was an older one though. But I put polished edges on, I put working edges on, and anyway, so I asked him what he wanted with this one, and he said kind of in between. So I told him about my new 3000 grit diamond stones. So he sounded interested in that because I've been super pleased with it. A 3000 grit edge is amazing. Nice and sharp, pretty refined as far as diamond stones go. Gives a really cool kind of sheen to it that I really like, and so I kind of sold him on that because I think he actually, so he's going to plan on using this knife, but a lot of knives, he's a bit of a collector. So some of his knives he buys and carries for a couple days and puts them up. But he said he wants to use this one. So yeah, instead of going, you know, something stupid like full polish on a knife that you're going to use, he wanted to go with a nice but refined working edge. So I think that's exactly what we're going to be able to do here tonight. Okay. Yeah, she's sharp. Okay, let's keep moving. Up to the 1000 grit. looking pretty good. From a steep angle, like from where I'm sitting down this way, there's already some fair amount of reflectivity coming off of the edge, so that's cool. I am going to, after we hit it with a 3000 grit stones, I am going to hit it with some strops just to deburr the edge a little bit, but I'm not going to attempt to get like a mirror polish finish. Like I said, that's not what he wanted, but we are going to hit it with the strops just to deburr just a touch. Hope you guys are all right with this camera angle. I just kind of left it from the previous video, which just happened about 20 minutes ago. I didn't feel like moving it, so hopefully you're all right at the top-down view. I know sometimes it's kind of nice to see from the side, so you can actually see the changes in the edge as I progress. Okay, I think we're doing all right here. But anyways, tonight we're just living that top-down life. Oh yeah. I'm just looking to make absolutely sure that we don't have any man, that sucker is sharp. It was biting into my fingernail there. I was just making absolutely sure that we don't have any microchipping on the edge. And from the fingernail test there, I think we're good. Sometimes I forget to make sure I'm tight. This side, this knob, and sometimes this one over here can get a little bit loose on me, but they're staying put tonight, thankfully. Probably could finish on this 2200. This is 1500 and 2200 grit diamond that we're on right now. Probably could finish on it because these things leave exceptional edges. I really, really like them, but we got those 3000s and they are just wonderful. I don't know, honestly, it doesn't really matter even what grit you finish on the Wicked Edge. And I'm not a Wicked Edge salesman, but so I'm sure this is true with just about any fixed angle sharpener, or even if you just do it on freehand or whatever. A sharp knife is a sharp knife is a sharp knife, as far as I'm concerned. But, you know, this is the system that I have, and I can say that, I mean, you can finish a knife on 100 grit, and that thing is freaking out of control. But, oh, where are you? There you are. So this diamond stones, this is my 3000s on this side. This is glass platings over there. We are not going to jack with the glass platings tonight, so as far as diamond stones go, and actual sharpening goes, we're going to stop here. But like I said, we're gonna Do a little bit of burr removal coming up here in a moment. There, I'm just making sure that I'm all the way back as far as I can possibly get here. Should have asked him if he wanted me to put in a sharpening choil, but that's all right. All right. Again, I'm just looking. To see where we're at. And I hate doing this, but I kind of feel like I need to sometimes. It's crazy. You can just feel that thing bite right into your fingernail. I'd be so pissed if I cut through my fingernail on one of these knives one day. That'd be terrible. Imagine it would hurt really badly. Just a kind of few little last second strokes here. You know what? Let's mix it up a little bit. Let's finish coming back this way. Usually I finish going out like that. Let's bring it back. Me personally, as far as actual use goes, of the difference between, I don't know what the knife nerds all say, but as far as from going from heel to tip versus tip to heel, like I'm doing now. So I guess the idea is, like, if you go heel to tip, your, burr is facing that way. And so if you flip the knife around, I don't know how to explain it real well, but if you go from heel to tip, or tip to heel, it gets the teeth pointed more back towards you. So if you're drawing towards you, the teeth are more aggressively biting into it. Me personally, whoops. Me personally, I can't tell a single bit of difference. But there might be a tiny little bit there, so. But for my hands and my knives and the experiences that I've had with them, no difference. Okay, I think we're done there. Whoa, easy now. Put you away, and put you away. And the final step, I'm going to use the coarse side of my kangaroo strops. And again, this is not to obtain a a mirror polished edge. This is just to deburr. Okay, that's gonna do it. Let's see. Let me get these put away real quick, and then we'll take her out and take a look, see how we did. All right. Initial look. Oh, that fucker looks sweet, doesn't it? Sometimes I can't help but get tape stuck all over my fingers. All right, I'm gonna get a new patch. And we shall get all the funk off. Whoa. Take your time, remember? A little bit of tape glue there on the handles. Okay, there she is, all dolled up. Another fantastic knife made right here on Earth. So you get a little bit, I don't know how much it's gonna come across on here. Get a little bit of reflectivity off the edge if you're looking really hard down it, but it's got a nice, consistent, luxurious sheen to it. Man, S90, this is a freaking sweet knife, man. Yeah. Oh, I don't normally do this, but let's chop Wayne LaPierre's head in half, huh? I mean, come on. Like, that is a smooth and well refined edge. Anyways, Doc, I hope you're happy. I'll get this back to you tomorrow morning. And for the rest of you, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Peace.